Welcome to 5 Minutes on the High Seas with Joe Marcinek from the Joe Marcinek Band.
Hi.
We're excited to see you here. So this is your, how many jam cruises have you been on now?
Second, number 2.
Second. Tell us about the first one.
Last year was incredible. It's kind of what I do with the Joe Marcinek Band is I do a different lineup every weekend in the vein of the Super Jam, and Jam Cruise was like that the whole time. So I got to play with Roosevelt Collier, George Porter, Robert Randolph, and just had the best time. Was so inspired. Took some ideas from what I saw into what I was doing all year long, and it's just about making connections and bringing people together.
Awesome. And this year, so far it's only been one night, but we saw you last night on an amazing set with George Porter Jr. You played with him before, right?
Yeah, we've done, I think, 3 runs now. And last summer in Boulder, we got to do George and Melvin together, which was probably the highlight of my life.
Did you put that lineup together?
That was me. It was a special version of the Joe Marcinek Band. We called it the Dead Funk Summit, bringing together the world of the Grateful Dead and New Orleans funk. So it was 2 icons together. So we're hoping to do that a little bit more this year with a couple of different variations on the lineup.
So when you pick these lineups together, I mean, that's a pretty magical lineup. Melvin and George Porter in the same. You guys are going to be at Terrapin Crossroads coming up, right?
Yep, February 21st. For that one, we have Melvin Seals, Tony Hall from Dumps to Funk, and Alan Evans from Soul Eye.
Nice. Again, another great lineup. So tell us about your early influences. I know you play with a lot of different bands and a lot of different genres. Which one's your favorite to play?
So I kind of have 4 core concepts I like to keep as home base, and that's Chicago blues. I grew up right outside of Chicago, so always the soul and the emotion of the blues was a big foundation for me growing up. And then I discovered jazz and the wonderful harmonic universe that jazz brings and pushes you. Always wants to keep growing and keep learning. The music of New Orleans, the Meters, Dr. John, Professor Longhair, the funk and soul of New Orleans, and then the Grateful Dead and psychedelia. So I kind of like to make a nice patch of gumbo with all of those 4 key ingredients as always the core of whatever I'm doing. And then when you bring all these different players together, you have their versions of that. So we're kind of always testing every night, testing the limits of what we can do creatively.
Awesome. So speaking of creatively, are you doing any new songwriting? What's coming up in the world of Joe?
So last year, 2018, I just released a new record, JM3, 3rd album, with Terrence Higgins from New Orleans and Will Blades from San Francisco as an organ trio, more of a funky jazz kind of feel. So this year we'll probably be touring behind that most of the year. Still writing new songs, but that's kind of the focus right now.
So there's a bunch of things here. When you're not working, who on Jam Cruise are you kind of excited to get to listen to?
I've just been absorbing it all. I just saw Lyle from the Motet do a solo acoustic set, and very inspired from that. His songwriting is very expressive, and the way he sings with just a guitar was so beautiful. So I got to see that. I like these kind of pared down solo sets because you really get to see a more intimate version of the artist. And Melvin's doing one coming up. So we'll see how that one goes, but I'm really excited to hear Melvin just solo at the piano.
That's going to be incredibly beautiful. So we're almost done with our 5 minutes with. We've got about 1 minute left. So a couple quick things. I call this the fast round. What are you currently listening to in the car?
What am I currently listening to in the car? My brand new one was a good friend of mine, Nick Kazonis from Northwest Indiana. There's a band called Caught on Klein.
Caught on what?
Caught on Klein with a C, C-L-I-N-E.
Caught on Klein.
And I'm currently listening to his new record and loving every minute of it.
What are you playing these days? What are you carrying around?
Working on a lot of piano stuff. So there's a bluegrass band out of Cincinnati called the Rumpke Mountain Boys, and they do a thing called Rumpke Band where I play keyboards with them. So I've been working on bluegrass piano.
Awesome. That's pretty incredible. Okay, what's your favorite food?
Favorite food on the cruise right now, it's all the pizza I can handle.
Oh my God, you're a pizza lover. We'll find you. That's
Chicago,
a great thing.
Of course.
Oh, that's right.
No deep dish
Your
on the
Midwest
cruise,
roots.
So I just have to load more cheese on the
And last but not least, what do you think of this incredible view we get to share with the wonderful Jamily?
inspiration can be a cup sometimes, and right now it's overflowing. So
Speaking of over, we're 502. Thank you, Joe, so much.
Thank
We look
you.
forward to seeing you as an artist at large on Jam Cruise 17. I'm for Grateful Web. This is Rachel Ann. Bye-bye from the Big Blue.